All right, and we are live. This is the first episode of Jidar podcast. This is the #1 podcast about street art in the world. Right now, happening to you live. Today, I am very blessed to have two very talented artists with me. I have Kartelovic from Germany. Am I pronouncing it correctly? Like the C, it's like a chi.
Yeah, Kartelovic.
Yeah, Kartelovic, who's been here with us since, basically the beginning of this 9th edition of the Jidar festival.
Next year you have your jubilee.
Next year?
10 years.
Yeah, it's the big one.
It has to be something punch.
Well,
Explosion.
You will have to come and visit us. And on my right, it sounds like I'm the box ring presenting thingy. And on my right, I have another international artist, Ed Oner from Morocco. Ed, who is, how do you call your work that you are doing with the guys from the Mur Collective? Are you like their guide? Are you coaching them? Are you helping them?
Yeah, we can say that the work is like organizing a collective wall, but it's more of trying to take everyone with his own ideas and his own style to the same direction and put them on a wall. But when we see the behind the scenes, there is a lot of other things that you do. You need to understand everyone of these guys and try to push his idea to something that he would not do in his place.
Did you know any of them before the festival?
Yeah, of course. The cool thing about Morocco is that the scene is it's not that big, so we all know each other, and most of them are young graffiti artists. And we started to paint together now, and I think I discovered 2 or 3 faces. It's their first time in the festival, and I think in festivals in general. So yeah, it's like working with family. Yeah.
That is so cute. Kartelovic, would you say that the scene of street artists in Germany is as close and tight and small as it is in Morocco, or do you have I assume you must have regional clans, or how are street artists? How do they organize themselves? How do the synergies happen?
I think, of course, it's like something similar, but I think it's, of course, much bigger. It grows in the last years to something much more bigger. Sometimes you don't recognize lots of artists. This is really good. For example, you have Instagram, you see lots of works of artists. Maybe you don't know each other, you don't met, but at the end, always get connected. For example, I don't know how old the scene here is in Morocco. For example, also, I think mostly it started, of course, with graffiti. In Germany, mostly of the street artists have a graffiti background. And then it's growing you maybe doing street art but I would say in every city or every region there is a small or big scene. Of course, for example, in Berlin the scene is so big you don't know each other. For example, also it's splitted in, you have for example the street artist or the urban artist, and then you of course have also the graffiti artist. It's totally different, you can't compare. It's totally something different. Sometimes you get in touch or there is some connection, but often you also work, for example, the street artists work on their street art and the graffiti guys doing their graffiti. But here now it reminds me a little bit on old graffiti jams where I was, for example, I don't know, 10 years before. It was the same. You go on the wall, there are maybe 20, 30 people painting to each other and have to find a way to find the best way to paint together and get a big huge project together.
Yeah, this is the spirit.
Yeah. And this reminds me really of this. It's really nice to see because mostly of the time, for example, here you get invited, everyone is working only on his self, on his wall, of course, but for me it's always really important also to work together, to collaborate with somebody, because you get always from your comfort zone, and you can learn so much,
and you share with the others.
And you learn for yourself so much. And for example, really interesting, you go in other countries, you met some people from other countries, and then you also learn, for example, technique, somebody using different way, for example, the brushes different way, using lots of stuff in a completely different way, and you don't think about this, and then you see, oh wow, it's maybe something I can add to myself and learn something new.
This is the comparison between the Moroccan scene and the German scene is a good segue to my next question. I wanted to ask Kartelovic about this, and Ed, you're gonna give me your inputs as well, because you have done a lot of murals outside of Morocco in other countries. Yeah, basically my question is, I wanted to know, this is, by the way, you told me it's your first time here in Morocco.
Yeah.
So I want to know about what are your first impressions, both on the Moroccan scene, but like also like in general in the Moroccan culture with the people you met. And then maybe, Ed, I want you to elaborate on like what are the differences that you have noticed when you went to like a different country, your interaction with the people, your interaction with the culture, and all that.
For me, I didn't realize that the scene is so big in Morocco. Also, for example, I know from Jidar, of course, like the last 9 years, there were lots of murals. But when you hear and see directly how the city works, or how the murals have a big impact to the city, you're going through the city with the car and see lots of murals, and I think it's also maybe a reason or an impact that motivates other, maybe also the young generation, to go outside and to do this. It's a sensibilization, the people see it's getting something normal when murals are part of the city, and it gives also, like, I think lots of young people this impact that, oh wow, this is nice, why I don't to start. For example, for me it was like also the same when I recognized how I started. It was like also we had like some big it was not really murals, it was also more graffiti, but big production from the 90s. It's from the 2000s, and I saw it as a child. It was like, for example, also walls from big artists in Germany, from Lumet, and he has, for example, like really big wall, and it was next to my hood where I grew up, and I went with my bike there, and I saw, wow, how is it possible? Who did this? Because at the end, it's really interesting. You see only the result on the wall, and you want to know
the process.
How was it possible? Who did this? What is this? How is it? What they using? Is it made only with spray cans? Is it made? I don't know.
Yeah.
We had like a big wall with some skulls, and it was a really scary wall. I was a child and I saw this wall, and it was like, wow, it's really scary. How the people just painting there, and it gives you that energy.
Oh, it's interesting that you encountered something that kind of like scared you as a kid, but then, like how they say, like face your demons. He basically like turned into one of those street artists that paint the wall. Ed, do you remember one of your first encounters with a mural, like as a young man or like as a kid? Like, do you remember when you saw like an art on some wall and you were like, wow?
I think I didn't had the. When I was young, I didn't have the chance to live in a city full of graffiti, because it's still we can say a young scene. So the first thing I saw were photos, films, and a lot of graffiti behind. It was everywhere in the magazines and films and movies and all that. So I started to have like some pictures in my mind, but I don't know what it's about. I don't know the name of this art. And the first time I went to high school, I studied applied art. And this is why I got the chance to discover more about all the disciplines and all that. And at that time, I started to discover who were like the graffiti artists in Morocco. And I can say that I was inspired by a lot of artists, and I wanted to do the same. And I think the first thing that really captivated me, it's in how I can say that the Casablanca where they play skateboard. It's Parque Yasmina.
Nevada.
Parque Yasmina. Parque Yasmina. There was a lot of graffiti there.
Yeah.
And every time I go by, I have like something that keeps me thinking.
Yeah. It's still in your mind.
Yeah.
It was like for me the same. For example, when I was a child and you growing, I was 12, 13, I think. Of course, you growing, you want to discover the city. We went to some abandoned places. We went to, for example, in Germany you have like this train. How it calls train lines. You have the train lines, and next to the train lines you have everything is painted.
Yeah, full pieces.
And for me it was like also the same. You want to know when they doing this, what are they doing, how. I also, for example, maybe like you, of course I know the word graffiti, but it was not like I recognize the word. It was just you see these paintings and just want to know. Then for me it was like always really expensive, these spray cans, It was, then I was a child, we stole some spray cans, or for example then I start to buy maybe two, and you just starting, it's getting a little bit darker, you go outside and just somewhere you see graffiti, you also want to do it. You don't think about it, you're just doing.
There's a thrill to it, right? Like when you,
of course,
when you, how do you call it? Is it like stealing or like sneaking up? Like when you like take a wall and you just like go and you like sign it in the middle of the night. I suppose, I don't know, I'm not a street artist, I don't know how you guys do it.
I think the adrenaline rush, it starts at the moment like you finish the sketch and you said, okay, let's go to paint it. And the moment that you pick your materials, going outside, you see people around the place where you want to paint. You start thinking, okay, I will wait like some minutes so nobody is there and start painting. You get like in another dimension. You are like full of energy and you want to like sprint, and you are able to do everything.
Oh my God.
At that time. And imagine doing it with colors. I mean, there is a whole thing happening inside you, and you are painting with colors. I think it's the best feeling. I mean, I had when I was young, because it's another experience, and you want to live that like every day. Sometimes you get caught, and so you get that. Like,
wait, that happened to you before?
Yeah, it happened to me like 4 times in my, because
was it like the neighborhood or like the police, or who was it?
We were like trying every spot, like, okay, maybe we can paint here. So we go, we do some quick things, and we will see if there is like some guy coming to us. We will try to speak like gently. If he is not there to speak, run. And 3 times I got with basic, we got caught with cups.
It was basic who you're doing the collective wall.
And the cool thing is that they try to communicate first. What are you doing? What are you doing? And we try to explain. It's a form of art. We are just artists, young artists. We are trying to express our ideas and our word to share about our art with the community here.
And were they understanding?
They normally
the
say
pause.
Yeah,
way he
they
was.
normally say no, you are not. I mean, you don't have authorization
not
to do
art.
that. So he
That's not
said,
art.
"Oh, but." And then he want to figure out something. I mean, if you can like paint over with white, so nothing is happening. Or you want to take your material and then you are like, no,
Oh.
it costs me a fortune, I mean, to bring all these spray cans.
Yeah. Well, you should have done like a cartel. He said he stole some when he was started, right? Like you
Yeah.
took
But it was not.
this is the trick right there. If
Yeah.
you're like a young and broke and just on the streets and you're starting,
Yeah.
I guess you just like take cans.
Huh?
You just like take the cans.
Yeah,
from-
I think in Germany this was really normal. But at the end, you can only do this with spray cans from the big shops, you
Yeah,
know. And this is
exactly.
like the shitty cans. We had like, for
Industrial
example,
one.
Huh?
The industrial one.
Yeah. The shitty ones, and at the end, it's like I found the best way. For example, for me, in Germany, I have for example, my parents. You have like this trashy big places where you put your trash. You know,
Yeah.
there is like recycling trash place and. All of the people, when it's getting after winter, it's spring, everyone is motivated.
Oh, so you do the scavenging. You like basically scavenge
Yeah,
for...
I go with my father there. It starts like this, and they really lots of people just throw away lots of paint.
Yeah.
They, for example, used last year both some paint. They did their chamber with I don't know, some paint. They see, I don't know this, I need so much space, and they bring it to this place.
Okay.
And then I asked the guys who worked at this place, can I use this paint? For what you using this? I just, I also explained that I'm an artist.
For what you using the
I
paint.
don't have any money, can I use the paints? And they said, of course you can do. And this was like, for me, like a hype, you know? After
Oh.
this is really starting, that you can doing much bigger things.
Does like doing your art in like festivals where it is allowed, the city is giving you guys like the biggest walls, we're putting everything together for you, does it like take some of the thrill from your you know, like the experiences you had as like kids or like as a young artists? Is it the same? Does that change the joy?
Yeah. I think this is when something getting normal, it's always like when it's something normal, it's like routine. And sometimes I really see and feel that, for example, I know when I went to school and also get lots of these colors and everything was really like holy, you know?
Yeah.
Every color was holy. I started that I have just I don't know, maybe 10 spray cans. But
Yeah.
mostly I had like doing with rolling and do, for example, the lines with spray cans because it was the cheapest way.
Yeah.
Just to roll everything inside. And I know it was like I went to school and on weekend I woke up at 7 and just went outside. I started then on bigger walls legal. It's like my parents asking, it's a weekend, where you go, you know?
Yeah.
And this was like what you say, you were so motivated because it was something special for you that you have this and you want to put it on the wall. You're getting really early in the morning up and go. And for example, for me, you have like several legal walls. You go with your big ladder.
Yeah.
Go by train with your bladder, everyone look at you, who is this guy, what are you doing on Sunday with your big ladder, lots of paint. It was always big competition to go somewhere, but it doesn't matter because you wanted at the end the result.
You touched upon the reaction to your folks, like your parents, to you becoming a street artist. How was it for you? You did art school, right?
Yeah.
You follow. Did you like get full support from your family when they knew that you wanted to take to the streets and start doing your art on the streets, or were they like a little bit doubtful, like maybe follow something classical instead?
Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky to because I grew up seeing my dad drawing.
Oh.
It was, I think, his last sketches because he's not doing this anymore. But he used to draw horses, portraits with the. I can remember the lines. I mean, he used to do for the shadows, and it's like some fine lines I can't do now. I mean, even
Oh yeah.
I'm more experienced and all that. It was something soft that I mean kept. I mean, I keep that image of those sketches. So when I grow up, seeing this, I wanted to do the same, and I developed my things through like school with kids. You draw a lot, and when I was in the college, I said, okay, maybe I can do a career from that. I can study in high school like art and do something. And teacher helped me.
Okay.
And every time I go back to see the dad, of course. Yeah, we learned that. Okay, cool, nice. You can add this to that, you know. So
That's
he was
amazing.
supporting me from the
Yeah.
beginning, till a day when I went to work with an agency because I studied graphic design after. And now we are talking about professional career. So it's like a big step to where you need approval from your parents. I said, yeah, I will work. I will start my first day in an agency. He said, yeah, cool, good. So now you will be able to pay your everything.
Yeah.
It's always about
The
the
end
money.
of the day, I come back to my dad and said, no, I won't. I will not do it. I can't work in such a space. I mean, with a lot of stress and a lot of pressure and a lot of.
It's like a cage.
Yeah.
You're inside and.
And I remember he said, "Look, you're old now, old enough. I mean, to decide your own things. Do whatever you like. I support your decision." And then I feel like a whole pressure
Yeah.
release. And I said, okay, maybe I will fight for my what I want, what I really want. And till that day, till the day, he's always like supporting me. He never questioned what I'm doing.
Dude, that's so
Yeah.
cool.
And I can sometimes I get the chance to paint just on my for example during the Corona virus period. We painted together on the
No
rooftop.
way.
Yeah.
Where
It was
did you guys do it?
He was wearing the charaza. I have a video. He was wearing the charaza and painting with me, and I
Oh,
posted
that's
the
so
video.
cool.
Everyone was like, "Yeah, you need to do more of this,
Of course,
this
that
kind
is
of
so
things with
cool.
him, because maybe it will bring something back from his childhood or."
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good thing to have a supportive family. I knew a lot of friends that Basic is one of them. He didn't had the same chance, and I can see the effect of that on his work. It's a great thing. It's a great thing to have that.
Would you say you had this kind of support from your family? How was the reaction to you choosing to pursue art?
I think my parents always supported. For example, as a child, I started always, I draw a lot, and they always support this. But after it's starting with graffiti and painting outside, I think my parents always think about it's just the time, It's just, okay,
It's
he's
just a
doing
phase.
this for, yeah. Then I also starting with graphic design and started to go to university. And also today, sometimes my mother asking, they support and they are 100% behind what I'm doing. But also sometimes I know when for example, I finished university, she asked, okay, nice, now you go for real work, something like this, because they can't really imagine. Also, I have my parents, they are completely not into art. All of my family into art, nobody doing art, and it's for them, it's like they really don't understand what is this. This is for them something. I show some pictures, I show, I was here, I painted this, and somebody invites you to go to this country. My mother asking me,
You're getting paid for this?
Yeah, for this, it's like always for them. It's like they're supporting, of course, but they really don't understand. It's not getting in their head that. But at the end, of course, they see that I'm happy. They see that everything. Of course, you have sometimes struggling. You have like this. You have like that. It's not always easy. But at the end, for example, also here, my mother saw this video on Instagram here. She said, "Wow, it's so proud. It's so nice to see you here with that you painting here." Of course, but they also know it's not that easy. Sometimes they asking, "You want that not easy way? Why? Why you don't not that easy way? Why you don't go work? It's the easiest way to get money. It's the easiest way to." But they don't understand because for them it's normal that maybe they just work and do something for some other, the work for some other and not express yourself and bring something of your own.
Well, isn't art like you do it for others? Like you said it in the video that we made about you. Like you paint the wall and then you leave.
Yeah.
You leave your art to the people there. So
But you do it for yourself at the first.
This is the first thing. You do it for yourself, and the
it's
impact
like an
is
ego trip.
I think mostly of the artists are really big egos.
Yeah.
It is like bigger mural, bigger. It always motivates you, of course. Also, like the ego, like, wow, I did like this big mural by myself, only me, without assistant, just with the lift. Or I know it motivates you a lot. For example, I'm afraid of high. And
no way.
Yeah.
Dude, and you go like on the thing.
Yeah, but it motivates me a lot.
No way.
Yeah, of course.
I have a hard time believing you on this.
He said, he's like up in the sky. He said, no, I'm on the ground. Chill.
Yeah.
No,
it's like a sailor who is like afraid of water or afraid of the ocean. Yeah. We have our first guest. Let's give him a big hand.
Yeah.
All right, please introduce yourself.
Hello, thank you for inviting me. Thank you, Ed. I'm Omar Mox from Tangier. I came here to support. I was in Casablanca and then we passed to support Sako.
Yeah.
He represents Tangier and also represent our project. I represent also the Live Room project. We in Tangier we have a big project, cultural projects and artistic project, and we ourselves organize the Urban Art Week Festival of Tangier.
Do you paint yourself?
I paint myself. I don't do it for living.
Okay.
But I paint for myself, and as I'm managing the projects, and I'm also the artistic director of the festival. We had Ed once with us. We had many of. We had Umka. We had Paski, we had Muad, we had yes, any of them. So yes, guys, I heard
the guy who is painting behind. He went also to the festival.
Yes, he did. He did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Masawi.
Hello there.
Yes, I met him. So I said yes, why not? As we were like close to Rabat, I was thinking about coming here and say hi to the guys and see how you are guys doing it. You really inspire me with this. I salutate you with this podcast here in the street.
Please,
this is nice. So people can. Artists are here. They can share with between them, but also they can share with other, maybe with people just who pass by here.
Yeah.
So maybe with some children or something.
Well, this is the reason why we put like the mic.
Yes.
It's like for people to interact with.
And especially for what you, if I may say something about what you were guys saying about supporting artists. I know that maybe for you had this chance to have like a society that understands better the street art, that understand better this kind of choices in life, families that can also here the situation is a little bit different, but thanks to this kinds of initiatives like these kinds of festivals that they show the street art to the general public, people can pass by me and look at this little guy. He was like watching us. So he said, oh, there's guys that's organized, they can do good things. But maybe me myself, now I'm drawing in the paper, but later maybe I can do this. And maybe with other meetings, they can be inspired by professional people like Ed, for example, like you, and they know that I can make a living by this. So once they can see that they can make a living by this, they can and we live it day by day there, because we have like a class of a program of graffiti. So every year, like now since 4 years now, we're training between 8 to 10 young graffiti artists. So
nice.
we're putting them into the market or into the street if
cool.
you want.
Yeah.
Yes, and doing a lot of meetings to talk like this about the future of street art. What are the rules? What are the things? What's behind
That's
the
really
thing?
good.
But that's nice. That's nice.
That's
Exchange, I think, is always the most important. For example, I also I started graffiti also doing only alone, you know. And after I met people who doing the same, and you can exchange. It's like completely different.
Exactly,
There was like a big. I don't know. It's like opened completely my mind.
It's like
after
you were missing a big thing of the.
Yeah. And it's like also today. This is what I said. When you sometimes struggling, you're thinking about also and then you find people who doing like the same living, and you exchange, and you feel so good because you feel I'm not the only one here in the world who has also struggling, who is thinking about like this, and it's always so good to see also, for example, other countries, other countries who doing the same, or people who has the same struggling like you.
Yes, especially for Jidar, who was the first inspiration for us. It was like
nice.
For example, in Tangier we had this small movement. People very afraid to do the graffiti in the street. Tangier is a big city, and then we started to see that why not? They've given like authorizations to do big walls,
They do like the city gives like
yes, of course.
How do you get like imagine like I'm an aspiring street artist, and I see like this wall and I find it very interesting.
It's a good question.
How do I go about? Who do I ask first, and what is the process? How do I if I wanted to do, like as Cartel calls it, legal walls? If I want to do like a legal wall, what is the process to do it here in Morocco?
Legal wall. That sounds like a little bit confusing.
Yeah. But I don't know
graffiti
how.
movement. But I will say how. So for us, as I know, many artists struggle to have their authorization for legal wall. Okay, if they do by themselves, mostly they don't get it.
Question: you don't have any legal graffiti walls?
We have.
Okay.
We have. So we understand that here in Morocco, if you want to do things, they prefer to do it in a different way. So they prefer to deal with institutions. So they have institutions that they trust.
Yeah.
For example, and they know because street art or graffiti, let's say that they have many visions of graffiti. Some they think they have just this visions. Oh, this is like a vandal. It's not beautiful. Street art must be this way.
Yeah.
Yes,
this is good. This is not good.
Yes, this is good. This is not good.
So who do you have to convince that this is not vandalism?
I'm coming to this. And others, they think that maybe collective actions or organized action can lead to something. If you want to ask, you have to go to the wilaya. Every wilaya of every city, they give the authorizations for this.
Okay.
Few artists who get their authorization by themselves. They have normally known artists. They know the projects. They know they know the artwork by itself. They know what they put in there, and it's easy to get an authorization.
Yeah.
Otherwise, in our case, for example, we don't give the cocaine anything, but we know that we've been working in the city. They know us. They know that we have a big movement of youth. We have a group in a big, and they trust us that we're doing it for the city. So we had always we tell them till today. It's like a chess play. You need to go there. you know that they're gonna want to put their vision. You're going with yours. You have to come to a middle when you always keeping your freedom, because for us it's very important for the artist.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to push like a graffiti artist who's doing letters to do something else.
Yeah.
I want him to do what he likes.
And you need to understand their language.
Yes.
If you understand their language, you are good. For example, for me as an artist, I think you are more experienced with the organization because there is like a big project you are working on it. But for example, I with Mevok, Ismail.
Yes, he's
shout out to him from this podcast.
Yeah, shout out to him.
We used to paint a lot together. I mean, and we wanted to do the same thing, but with bigger numbers. I mean, with like 15 artists from Morocco. And for example, Mevok, he was living in Tangier. Casablanca is the best option because it's in the center. So I was looking for wall for authorization because we wanted to work like with no problems, because there is a lot of materials, a lot of artists. We don't want to be interrupted in the middle and everyone is upset. So I went to look for how to get that wall. I saw a wall. I said, no, it's okay. It's a cultural place, so they will understand what we are looking for. I prepared like a document with all the infos, the artist name, their background. I mean, I was like really optimistic. Yeah, I was like, I will see that. I said, wow, good, get the wall. When I met the guy, I presented the project. I said, interesting. I will call you in 2 weeks. I said, okay, good. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I will get it. Like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, nobody's calling. So I said, you know what? Maybe I will go even further. So I was looking. I went to internet looking for who is the guy who is on top of that one. And I found that there is like an administration like really far from that one. And they are like, can say, if you want to do this, do this. No. I mean, you don't need to go by that person. So I went there. The office is closed. The guy is in Rabat. And I was paying a lot of money to get to Casablanca because I don't live there. I live in Bershid, and I was young. I was all studying, so you know the deal. Yeah. I looked to the other office and said, "He's not my guy, but I will go and check him." Tak. I'm a student. I'm an artist also. I want to do a project. Said, what? And directly, I continued saying my thing. I mean, I didn't give him a chance to say, no, I'm not, I'm not charged of that. I said, here's the project. And I sit. I was like, wait, what? I didn't have another option. I present the wall. I said, no, you can't. It's next to the boulevard. It's really visible. No, we are not looking for that wall. We're looking for the hidden wall behind. And I was shocked because normally artists, they are looking for visibility. I mean, they want to be visible but at that time, we are not looking for visible places. We are just looking for a place at the first time. Yeah. And the guy was like, oh, okay. He took a paper. Tan. He signed, said, he put the paper in front of me, but he said, what are you gonna draw there? I was like, this is a tricky question because we are inviting graffiti, writers. They are writing their names. Yeah. And for that guy, you can't like explain. We're just writing our names.
Our tags.
He need to see drawings because this is what he can understand. Images. I said, we are painting on the cultural place. We know that there is like sports happening inside because there is like a small field there for football, basketball, volleyball. I said, we'll do something related to sports. I said, good. I didn't lie.
What, you just came up with that on the spot?
Yeah, on the spot because I need to figure out something. I said, we can do something about sports. We will do something about sports. And I didn't lie about that because at the end, there is a full wall of pieces. And then the middle, like a guy who drew cats, Zai from Spain. He drew the cats floating in the sky and a ball here, a tennis ball here.
So it counts as sports.
Exactly. We're not lying. I mean, if he will come back, we'll say, okay, there's sport, but then there is a lot of graffiti pieces. And I mean, I was so happy to achieve that. Even at that time, we finished with a great wall. And then I think the second day, we saw the director of the space coming. So I was like preparing the paper to put it in his face.
Yeah.
And it was like, guys, you didn't come back. I waited for you to come back so that we can discuss. Can we take a photo? I said, yeah, of course, take a photo. Bye. And we continued our work. And I think it's a big work you need to do, a lot of effort. I mean, for an artist, you can't like spend a lot of energy on that thing and also on your work. So I appreciate the work he's doing, for example, and the work you are doing in the festival to provide a place for an artist to come with his paint and do whatever he like. I mean, of course, whatever he like, considering the context and the place.
Yeah.
But to have that space, it's not easy. I mean, it's a whole work.
But about this, also, I will add just a small thing. I think for organizers, for me, I think it's the taking spaces. It's like something very responsible. So you're gonna take a space for you. Okay, this is a public space. You can take it, but it's not only for you.
Yeah,
it's also for
everybody.
the citizens. So say okay. So when we have, like, for example, very visible wall, we feel this heavy like responsibility behind this.
Yeah, it's not just about you anymore.
Yeah, it's not about us. So it's
the
about
people who live there.
the grandfather. It's about the other. So it's about a lot of different mentalities. So we need to really deal about this. Really think about this and really ask what should we do here to satisfy both the artists.
But at the same time, you have to have a little bit of balls. Like what Ed basically did, he burst on the office of these like guys who like give you the authorization, and he was like, okay, this is the project, and he sat down and like, okay, we're doing this or what? And I think this is like kind of like the story you told when you were starting. It's like sometimes you can't like always wait to have someone tell you, okay, you can do it. Sometimes you just have to
sometimes you just have to do.
Yeah.
You sometimes it's like like a rebel at the end, just to start. And I think also, for example, when something is new, you have to, I think also, for example, here at this festival, you did like, for example, 9 years before. I think the mostly hard year is, of course, when you start. Then it's like getting something normal. For now, the whole city is full. All of the people, maybe, for example, when I start here to paint, this is one of these artists. We see the whole city is full, and this is nothing more special. The people are sensitive to this, to art, to street art, and then it became normal.
Yeah.
And this is
now they are asking for it.
Yeah, this is like when the first steps are always the hardest steps. It's like you said.
Yeah.
Then you did this, and then you can also show something. I did this. I worked for this. I did, for example, for a company, or I don't know. And the people, wow, you just not a hobo street artist who is living on the streets. You are professional. And this is mostly, I think, the important thing that when you get this step, it's like a running machine. After this, it's really getting more easy, more like also, for example, I know I was painting last year in my hometown. I visited my parents. There was also painting, and then I go to somebody. There was just a wall, and they said, "Look, I also working international. I don't have much time. Give me now. Like is it okay for you when I'm painting here?" And he don't have time to think about because I say to him, "I don't have so much time. I'm today only here. Can I paint here?" Okay, maybe it's something bigger. He's not just a, I don't know, random guy. He's maybe a professional. It's like what you said. Sometimes you have to a little bit to get more pressure also to the person.
Yeah.
That they not have weeks to decide, or will I not. you have now the chance to get some really good art. And when not, then not go, and somebody other will say, okay.
But the alternative has its perks. So like when you are kind of like a rebel, you do your thing, you take it. But when you do your wall and you do it your way, and it's a little bit secretive, and you gotta do it. You don't have like a lot of interaction with people because sometimes, as Ed said, they're not super understanding. Sometimes you have to justify yourself. You don't want that. But like when you do like a wall and we've seen that like in the photos, like for you, Kartel, you've met with the kids from the school. This kind of exchange, you can have it on these kind of like legal walls. You can have like a bunch of neighbors, they come, and I saw you like sign in kind of like autographs, and the kids were like enjoying having you paint. So I feel like this kind of interaction has also its is like the upside of doing the things that way. Do you guys sometimes feel like rock stars because like you are like kind of like rebels? This question would have been like completely normal and legitimate if you are guys like playing music, because like almost all musicians, they either want to be like gangster or like rock stars. But like what I notice when I meet with a lot of street artists is like you guys, most of you are like much more down to earth. You guys are not like about, hey, like, sure, everyone has like an ego trip. They want to paint like the biggest wall. They want to like have their mural somewhere that can be seen or whatever. But like, I feel like there's like a sense of humility to you guys. Why do you think there's like this difference between maybe street artists or like visual artists, like graphic artists, and like musicians? Why don't you guys like are like fame chasers?
I think our ego is it's really down to the ground because we spend a lot of time under the sun. I mean,
the sun melts the ego.
hard conditions. I think.
I think one of the reasons is because when you're starting with nothing, and this is like mostly of the street artists is starting with really with 1 can, 2 cans, with nothing on the streets. You can deal with lots of things. It's like, of course, some people maybe forget this. I also know, or you feel that some street artists growing and can only, for example, work only under big. How I can say it. I don't know. For example, some street artists say only this wall or nothing, or only this way or nothing. But for me, it's also what you said. It's really important to be grounded because it is where you came.
It is where you came. You come from the street, and your playground. It's always the street.
It stays the street.
I mean, you can. I mean, you know about that. I mean, you can work today with a big brand in a crazy place with the lights of I don't know what. The second day you are in an abandoned place where I mean you can get scared to enter and it's the place where you are really real, where you really exist, where you really have the feelings of this is my place, this is where I'm comfortable, I can paint whatever I like. And so this transition, from going from the up, with the big clients, with the best places, the best museums, or I don't know, the galleries. The second day you are in an abandoned place, you are in the street, like hiding to paint your thing. It can reflect to your ego. You understand that. You are like
Let's give a little bit of balance
between
exactly.
Yes, talking about ego, I wrote down a question that I've been meaning to ask you guys. It's inspired from my own experience. So story time. In Casablanca, I was walking on the street on a first date, okay, and we were walking next to the port, and next to the port there's a mural of Pantonio, which is like a Portuguese street artist who've been here in Jidar, and I've worked on Jidar a few years back where Pantonio was here, so I saw that and I recognized the style of the artist, and I turned to my date and I started talking to her about the artist, his style, where is he from, you know, and I seemed like a man of culture, you know. So like, oh my god, he knows stuff. And it hit me, and I wanted to ask you guys, have you guys ever on a date took a date like next to a wall, hoping that she would be like, "Oh, this is a nice wall," and you go like, "Yeah, well, that is me." Have you guys ever like done something like that?
I'm married because of a wall.
No way. Okay, story time.
Yeah, I mean, I went to paint mural in Tiznit, and this is where I met her. She was spending, all the day studying and preparing for studies in the same place. And when she get out, the mural, it's on the,
oh my god!
building.
So you did do it.
Yeah, and now we are living together in the same place. She is looking to the behind the scenes of that wall.
Really? Crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, art is a special thing. I mean, it really take your life and change it to something that you can't imagine. Especially with people, your interaction with people. I mean, for example, with my life, maybe if I was doing something else in that place, it never happened. And also when we are working, our connection to the locals here, it's really special. It's like we know you, we are invited, you are welcomed. Take the tea, take whatever you like. No, it's through art, the integrate or they invite you to their community. Maybe if you are doing something else or I'm working there on the ground or preparing something, they will not care about you. But art
because
is
also special.
Yeah,
It's really special for lots of people. For example, they have normal life and they see artists or something like that and see what is this, why. It's like, for example, maybe we started. When I said, for me as a child, when I was a child and saw this the first time, I think it's like, it's the same, that you thinking lots of things and why, and always, of course, the same question, how you doing this that big, and how it's possible, how you doing the proportions.
True.
It's like, because the people, for example, maybe working in some office, and I think it's at the end something also make you really interesting, maybe.
Yeah. We forget sometimes that the things we are doing, we normalize it because we have like a community of artists. We see that every day. We do that every day. But for the community, they see like it's a wow. How can it, what? And we're like, just doing this.
So have you wowed some German chicks with your art? Did you score the woman of your life kind of like Ed?
No comments on
No
that.
comments. But I have to say, this is I wanted that, for example, you doing, sometimes you don't, this is what you said, it's normal, it's normalized. Some people working, for example, 5 days on a paper, you're doing like 5 days on the wall is like 20 meters. And it's really not normal that you're doing in this time that big. And for example, also like friends I had like in November, I had a meeting, school meeting after 10 years.
Okay.
And lots of people I didn't saw, for example, like 10 years.
Yeah.
And it was like, what are you doing? Yeah, of course, he was interesting in art. It was, but also for me, when you asking me, for example, when I was ending with school, I maybe thought maybe I will be graphic designer, maybe I will be an artist, but never I thought that I do today like this, you know, in this scale and something like, for me it was like to this time like a hobby.
Yeah.
And then you see like these people you meet and you're talking to each other and you show what you're doing and they are completely crazy. What? You did this by yourself? Really? And then it's also really interesting. Well, this is what I mean. They don't know somebody in this area who working like this and for them it's so totally, they really don't understand.
It's like exotic.
Yeah, it's really exotic.
This guy is an
I'm
artist.
just sitting all the time in my office and you doing like, or for example,
I click
had-
the buttons.
I had like I met some people there, for example, follow me on Instagram, but I didn't speak to them like for the
Real.
5-6 years, last 6 years, and they also, wow, what is this for you crazy life you have? Always other country, always this big. This maybe like what you said, a little bit like rock star.
Yeah.
It's a little bit for it, but it looks for them. Of course, it's like social media. On social media, looks maybe lots of things
Glamorized.
more.
Yeah. You glamorize everything
Yeah.
on social
But-
media.
I think it's very challenging for the artists to always find this balance between this part of dealing with ego, this part of like a starlight like this, and what is really mean the art for him. Like
Of course.
I'm here to make a revelation. I even don't know what I have put there. It just came to me.
Yeah.
I translate it to you, and then later maybe I watch it. I will watch it and I say, oh, maybe this is old. It doesn't mean very much for me, but maybe it's gonna mean a lot for others.
Yeah.
Or other things, or maybe for you guys, I'm old for bringing my dates, but I had like a lot of with my son, with other children, with my own dad, with my mom who told me, oh, dik al-hayt ghzal, the wall, everyone there is taking the pictures. Allah, you did good
Oh,
job.
that's cute.
This is like let's give you this little part, but for me always art is done when it's done in its moment. Later.
But I think a lot.
For the artists, I don't know what could mean.
Lots of artists also don't realize the impact what they do. For example, I had like lots of discussions with artists who really inspired me. I don't know, 10 years before. There were several artists in Germany, also not Germany, who were for me like something holy, something. They really inspired me to get there where I am now. And after I met them and I talked to them and said, they really didn't realize. They said, I just did what I have to do. Like you said, it's like they don't. I also don't analyze this. I just doing. Of course, I get invited. I just doing. I leaving. Next project. You don't. And then comes somebody to you, and I said also, wow, it was always a big inspiration, and maybe I grow my way, or I'm now here because of you or of these several artists, and they. Are you crazy? I like for example, I like your stuff, and they really don't understand that this part is also like the reason because they're just doing, not lots of time not reflecting, just doing, just bringing, just just shooting the murals,
Yeah, like
Do you still
mechanic way.
doing some hiding things just for you?
Yeah.
You still find time to do like
Yeah, of course.
your own things. That's
Of course.
This is your little own things. Still find time, because this is a little bit another challenge for big artists. Very invited, they're very busy guys.
Yeah.
Always their schedules there. They have to move from here to there. To there.
Yeah.
I miss a lot of them, and then I always ask them there. Do you still find guys the time to do your own, only the things there?
Yeah.
Or your own like independent things?
Sometimes it's hard, but
It's hard.
you have to. You have to, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I really did not feel the time pass.
Yeah.
It's been already 1 hour. Do you want to come and talk to us for a minute? Awesome.
And I'm gonna change with this. Okay.
Thank you so much for your
No.
insights.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for inviting
really
me. Thank you for
interesting.
this.
Shout out to the
Ça fait
Tanja
plaisir.
scene.
Yes, San.
Yeah, we're gonna
Shout out
have a
for
guest.
Tanja. Viva Tanja.
dédicace.
Dédicace on Tanja.
But yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
We're gonna
Thank
get
you.
you a goodie bag. Every guest gets like a goodies
Ah,
bag
thank
with
you.
stickers, Jidar and everything.
Hope to see you at another time in Tangier,
Oh,
maybe.
of course.
You are more than welcome. Whenever you come, just live room. You're gonna find your way.
Live room. تتكلموا عليها.
Yeah, if you have like anything to shout out or to plug,
Yeah.
you can plug it.
Okay, shout out to. If I have to say shout out to all the beautiful, yes, the team. This is the beautiful guys that we have.
You only have one shout out.
Again.
You can't plug.
The team, and the team. Yeah, this is it.
هم التيم
Yeah, can we give like a shout out to the team? Thank you very much. Before we move to the next guest, I have this quick question I wanted to ask you both.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like, this is fantasy stuff, okay? Like think fantasy. Do you guys have like dream murals? Like, I don't know, like the Statue of Liberty. Like if I can give you like the
Sorcelade.
yeah, like
You
would
mean
you
to
do like
paint?
the China mural thing? What would you guys?
What is the dream to paint, or what you mean?
Yeah, dream to paint. If I give you like either a surface or like a wall, or like I don't know, like the steel in the Tour Eiffel, or like what would you guys choose?
For me, it's like really important part to combine like mural and architecture, or for example, not only architecture, completely the atmosphere around my mural. It's always a big part, not just to put like, you know, just to put the drawing just somewhere. It always has to be a connection, and also that this mural is part of this area or of this wall, and I don't know, and only fits here.
Would you do the Pentagon?
No, I think maybe the Pentagon, it's no from architectural view, from my architectural view, is not so interesting. But maybe I'm a big fan of brutalistic buildings, and there are several, of course, nice brutalistic buildings where can you really nice adapt your artwork with the architectural. And also here I was wondering, I didn't notice before, and you passing by, there's so lots of really nice different brutalistic building, which I really would like to paint.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So you don't have
Not
like
a special one.
not the special one. It's about the wall and the architecture around it.
Yeah. I think
What about
from
you,
my
Ed?
side, I'm not going far. A big mural in Barashid
Oh yeah.
would be a great
Hometown?
thing. Yeah, exactly. Because I paint a lot in Barashid, but mostly in hidden places. It's not a big city, so everything you do the end of the week, it's erased. So we look for hidden places, and the people who are like looking for that places, they find my art. But normally the street art is for everyone, and I want to bring this thing to everyone living in Barashid. And so this is my dream wall for the next years.
Shout out to all the listeners from
Barashid city.
There you go. We have a guest with us. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
Please introduce yourself.
Hello. My name is Maria. I am an artist.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So we've been seeing you working here.
Yeah, it's my
in the wall.
first time I'm doing this big. For me, it's big wall, and it's the first time I'm participating in Jidar, and it's really, really, really amazing.
Oh yeah.
Because it's
صح؟
give me
ما
a
تكذبيش،
chance.
ما
I really, it's a chance to
ولا
give
حتشكيل
me.
مش حتحكي الأستاذ.
Just, yeah, it's give me a chance to know what exactly I want to do, because I didn't know I could love that much doing painting. Maybe I love the painting, that's it. But give me this chance.
Yeah.
I knew exactly that I want to do this for my career. I hope. It's really hard to do a career like. I want to ask you this question: do you live from like your
From
mural?
art.
From art?
Yeah.
From
I think she want to precise, like especially painting. On
especially
mural.
exactly.
Like
Because
not
she does-
merch, not
She does
like,
digital painting. She's
I
really
do-
good in
thank
digital.
you. I do
She
children
work-
book.
yeah.
I do children book. I study in fine arts in Tetouan here, and after I did the children book, I did illustration. I want to know: can you live only from mural art?
That's a good question.
I think there is not like this perfect way. I know this question because sometimes I also ask my friends or also people who I.
Yeah,
But for example,
Oh, okay.
For me, it would be
that's-
maybe a little bit boring. I really like. Of course, it's nice that you. Mostly, I do murals, yes, but also I like, for example, doing merch, doing other stuff, doing some exhibitions, and it brings a nice combination. I think only to do murals all the time, it's also not possible. For example, maybe here is more possible, but in Germany it's possible. You have winter, it's not possible to paint outside. You can't paint outside. Maybe you go to other countries, but also nice to have a little bit of break, to find some other solutions, maybe to get on money on. I don't know. It always depends on what you want, and also to paint all the time, it's really hard. Some people can deal with this, but I think it's
it's physical too. Right?
And a long time it's really hard for doing 15 projects in a year, only to travel. Also, it's annoying me. Only to live from my back, you know. You come home, just washing your clothes. 3 days you still there, meeting 2-3 friends and go. And sometimes also for friendships and something is really hard. And you have to deal and just to check if you want, if you not want. Some people can deal. I think it's. I also heard from lots of other artists. I think there is like a peak you're doing, and then it's reducing.
Exactly. It's if you really trust your
Instinct.
choice. If you are really in, you can live with that like high and lows in your professional career because you sometimes you are not doing anything. So maybe it's good time to practice your things, work on your personal things. Exactly. And where is a lot of work, good. But when you talked about the physical part of when you are painting a lot of walls, you need to handle that really well. You need to organize your days, spend energy, and of course, under different conditions. For example, you can see that we are really under the sun. We are
it's hard also for me.
And they
It's
said
hard work,
perhaps
9
tomorrow
days,
there's going to
like-
be rain.
Huh?
They said perhaps tomorrow there might be rain.
Exactly. So we need to adapt our schedule to. I was really thinking about it like 20 minutes ago. I said, maybe tomorrow we'll start like really early, and take like a quick pause when I think it's raining in the middle of the day, and then we need to wait for the wall to. Because it will be raining, so we can't work directly after. So you
Have
need
to
to adapt.
adapt.
You are outside. You need to adapt to the conditions. You can get like sunburns. You are tired.
Do you guys
You
wear
need to
sunscreen?
drink a lot of water.
Do you wear sunscreen?
The first edition of Jidar, I got a really crazy sunburn.
Oh my god.
I had some red
Bubbles.
dots popping.
Oh my god.
It was like crazy. Wait. But then I started to. Every time I feel that I'm burning a little bit, under the sun for so much time, I go back. I take like a pause. I try to drink a lot. I try to do something else, and then go back to work.
It's like every project is so different. Every country is different, and you have always to adapt and to rethink. It's not possible to have like this plan. You sometimes you have maybe this is also like to go back. Also one reason why lots of artists are not, this is the question with the rock star, because it's like you always have to adapt. It's not possible to. Of course, you can say, okay, I will quit and go away because something is not that how I want. But it's really nice for me always to adapt. Sometimes the color don't match or nothing, and then you have to rethink how I can, at the end, also to finish the wall, to finish the project, and get the best result.
So to answer her question, basically, it isn't just about making a living and it's about the money. There's like so many considerations. There's your social life, because you have to travel a lot. There's like your physical well-being, because you work under like hard conditions. And then there's also like the money part and like the making it. So it's like so many things to take into consideration when choosing the path.
It also depends how you want to live. For example, if you want a really high standard, it's maybe a little bit harder to live only from paintings. Then you just have a really low standard, and you can adapt always lots of things that of course, it's always depends how you imagine to live. Or is it for you important to be free more, or is it not? It's maybe also the money really important. And it depends on so lots of things, and you have just to find the way for you, and you have just to try.
You will need to choose something to sacrifice. I mean, if you want to really have a job that you enjoy and you love, you will definitely sacrifice some other things.
Of course. You have always to sell some tribute.
But you enjoy the moment present when you do what you love. It's not just working for money.
This is a good base.
This is the best life.
It's a good start.
Do you guys have any other advice that you want to share with like an inspiring artist?
Just go on. I think this is the really most important part. Not to lose your the inspiration, not to lose like to go on. Sometimes you have moments you don't feel good, you don't have the moments,
motivation.
No motivation, but also this just to keep and go on. I think every artist, it's like always like for me when you met other bigger artists or maybe artists you always were inspired and you talk to them, I think it's always the same, that it's never looks like how it looks like maybe from outside. Everyone is struggling, everyone you have like, but
that's true.
Always to go on, always to just to find this way.
Trust the process.
Of course.
What about you? I know you give her advice basically every day because you guys work together, but like if you have like one inspirational advice for her, what would that be? Or like her, or like any young aspiring mural artist?
I think I will address my advice in Arabic or Darija.
Of course.
صراحة الحاجة اللي غادي نقول هي إلا كنتي كتبغي واحد الحاجة ما غاديش نقول لك سير ديرها ديريكت، فهمتي بحال هكا، حيتاش كل واحد والكونديشنز ديالو. الحاجة اللي عشتها انايا ماشي هي اللي عشتها نتايا. الناس اللي مورايا واللي هضرت عليهم قبيله كيسيبورتيوني يقدروا يكونوا ما عندكش انت. حاول ماكسيموم، فريمون الماكسيموم، واخا يتقاضى عاود حاول، حيتاش تقدر تكون محتاجه غير داك ليفور اللي زدتي في الاخر باش ديرها. والحاجه الثانيه هي ما تسمعش الناس بزاف شنو تيقولوا على هذيك اللعيبه اللي كدير، حيتاش لا سمعتي لهذوك الاولين ايزلي غتضيع على راسك بزاف د الحوايج. دائما بقى كدير داكشي اللي كيقول لك راسك، امن بدوك اللعيبات اللي كدير. غادي تجي واحد الوقيته فين الناس غادي يحترموا داكشي اللي درتي. علاش؟ حيتاش عطيتيه انت القيمه اللي كيستحق، ولا ما عطيتيش انت ديك الفالور اللي كيستحق، شكون اللي غادي يجي يعطيه؟ هذا هو البلان. الحاجه الثانيه بروفيتيو من هاد العباد اللي كيتناول. غنبدا نهضر بحال شي واحد كبير، واخا راه كبير ماشي صغير، راه 30 عام ان شاء الله، زعما راه ماشي يلاه 20 عام ولا هادي، ولكن لهاد الدراري اللي يلاه طالعين بروفيتيو من هادشي اللي واصل ليه دابا زعما سوا جدار ولا المغرب نقولوا عامه.
صراحه هاد اوبورتونيتيز اللي عندنا ماشي بحال الوقيته ديالكم
تماما، ولاو دي اوبورتونيتي كيتزادوا، كاينين وبداو كيتزادوا. ما يتسناش حيت كيوصلون بزاف د لي ميساج على مثلا المير كوليكتيف. انايا ما تعزلتش، كنقول ليه انا اللي درت السيليكسيون ما تعزلتيش، حيتاش يمكن عاطي في البورتفوليو غير لي ديسان الوغ كو لابيلا بروجي هادي ولا لابيلا كولديداتور اللي مديوره للصباغه. يعني قبل ما تجي الجدار باش تعلم الصباغه، تعلم انت وراسك، حاول دير شي ديزيسي انت مع راسك، غتوصل لواحد النيفو واخا يكون ماشي شي نيفو خيالي، غتوصل لواحد النيفو ديك الساعه تقدر تدفع لهذا البروجي هذا. وحنا المهمه ديالنا هو نزيدوك واحد البلوس شويه، ما خص تاخذ وقت مع راسك وتجرب تاكسبيرينسي لعيبات مع راسك وهكا كيديفلوبا. اما تسنى حتى الناس يعيطوا لك باش تتعلم الصباغه، الا بقيتي كتسنى بحال هكا غتبقى تسنى اعوام واعوام. كيف ما انا وبازيك مثلا هزينا صباغه بيضاء والسبراي كحله ومشينا كنجربوا نصبغوا في الحيط، طلعت اللعيبه الاولى خيبه، الثانيه خيبه، الثالثه خيبه، الرابعه والخامسه بداو كيبان شويه الضوء. حتى انت تقدر دير نفس الحاجه. So believe in your things and work with your own with what you have, and definitely you will develop your things and you will get opportunities inshallah.
Yes.
Well, on such inspiring words, Ed, I think the first episode of the podcast comes to a close. We were supposed to be here for 20 minutes. We're here for like a little bit more than an hour. You guys have like any shout outs, like something you want to plug, some upcoming festival? Where can we follow you? Something that you want to also like plug? This is the time.
I just want to thank you just to have the chance to be here.
Oh, dude.
Really thank you very much for this opportunity, for this chance to meet so much nice people.
خاص شي اف انا ديال
Gives me also energy to go on, and yeah, this is perfect. Thank you.
You won all of our hearts, Kartelovic, with your like energy and like the way you carry yourself around. You have been so nice, so great, and we're
Thank you
grateful
very
to
much.
have you this year with us.
Thank you.
Any final words, Ed? Something that you want to plug? Some projects you're working on or something?
I'm not gonna talk about the projects, but I'm gonna just give a shout out to Bazek Ayoub. Ayoub. He's just gonna appear in the image. I wanted to give him a shout out because he's organizing with me. We are working together. I mean, I work more on the graphics, more on the drawings and all that. He's working on the letters, and we don't have a lot of people. I mean, doing the same thing in big festivals. So a big shout out to him because he's doing a great job, and he's always believing in letters and art and graffiti and يتوب عليك الصاد.
بازيك جيتي مع الاختتام. Any final words?
ندوي بعربيه ولا فرونسي باش ما بغيت. كنشكر جدار على ليفور اللي داروا، على لي زوبورتونيتي اللي كيعطيو للدراري، حيتاش من الميغ كوليكتيف بانوا بزاف ديال الدراري اللي ولاو دابا ميوراليست. منهم انا جيت في 2015 كنت جيتي شاركت، دابا وليت انا كنعاون، وليت زعما كندير ايفور، وليت كنبارطاجي مع الدراري اكثر. وهادشي اللي كيما قال
يتوب عليك ابا بازيك. Merci beaucoup. Thank you guys so much. I couldn't have dreamed of like better guests for the pilot of this podcast than you two. You have been like so many, such a great guests on so many levels. So thank you so much, and yeah, hopefully this works. Please watch this so I can make more episodes of this.
Yes.
And yeah, make this go viral, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you.
Bye. Say Jidar.
Jidar.
It was a nice shot he did there. Oh, there we go.